Good evening, everybody. This is Savella I Love, and welcome to my channel. Here we are healing one heart at a time, one soul at a time, getting back into living and loving life again after a major loss. There are so many of us that get hit with this surprise grief, meaning a lot of us are expecting to be sad on a anniversary, such as, wedding anniversary or the death. But there's other things that come along that we may not have been expecting that are going to hit us really hard. And that can really throw us for a loop. And then we're sitting there in a puddle of tears going, I wasn't prepared for this today. It's always funny that we think we can predict the outcome of things because truly we really have very little control of anything in this life. Isn't that right? Because most of us wouldn't be in this situation had we had a choice. But here you are, standing with your surprise grief. And so one of the things that people wonder is, when I'm having this event, let's say you just had a promotion with your job, or you see your child get a little award at school, and you realize that your loved one's not there to witness it with you. Or maybe you finally got that promotion at work, and that was the one that your spouse always felt like you deserved so much, and now you finally got it, and they're not there to share it with. And you weren't expecting to break down in that puddle of tears over this. This should be a good thing. You should be happy. And one of the things people ask themselves is, do they know? Do they realize, I wish I could share it with them. I wish they were here to see this. And this is what I want to share with you tonight. Now, there are a lot of psychic mediums out there in the world who are doing really good work. And one of the ones that is quite well known has put out a lot of good work and done much to heal hearts of other human beings over the years, over his very long career of being a psychic medium. And his name is George Anderson. And he's written some pretty profound things. And he put out on his blog post on December 11th, 2014, a really powerful essay. And I want to share that with you tonight, because if you take the time to spend the next 5 minutes listening to this, this is going to help you. This is going to help when you get those surprise moments of grief that you weren't expecting, because they're going to come guaranteed. So get a hanky. You might need one, but this is going to be the best 5 minutes you've spent listening to anything all year long. And I will also have a link to George Anderson's work in the video below, so you can find out more about him if you'd like to. So on December 11th, 2014, George Anderson says, every once in a while, a client will come along and ask a question that makes me look back at my life of listening to the souls and brings me to such an incredible place of understanding, of not only bereavement, but of the very essence of faith and hope. I was asked a rather simple question. What were the most beautiful words you've ever heard from souls? I had to think about it, but the answer was spoken to me before I could even think of it. And it rang in my head and caused me to go backward through nearly 50 years of communication, like an epic movie in the space of a few seconds. I realized the woman was still standing in front of me and waiting for an answer. So I told her, they're the 3 most simple words ever spoken. No, not those words. I love you is far too easy. These 3 simple words are so profound and important to the souls that they have the power to change everything we thought about the loss of our loved ones and our need to find hope. I thought back to the hundreds and perhaps thousands of times they have been said by the souls, and how poignant and beautiful they really are. The words are these: I was there. I was there when you got the awful call. I was there when the police came to the door grim-faced, and you felt as if all the air was punched out of you. I was there beside the wreck, and I was there when you found me. I was there when you were asked my name and age, and for a minute you couldn't even think of my age. I was there when you had to identify me, and I was there when you tried not to scream when they warned you to brace yourself. I was there when the seconds felt like hours. And I was there when people babbled incoherently about God's will. And I was there when you picked my favorite suit. And I was there when you pulled out my prom dress. I was there when the funeral director knew he'd lost your attention. And I was there when the pastor tried to gather information for a eulogy. And I was there when you couldn't find the will to close my casket. And I was there when you had to say goodbye to my physical body. I was there when everyone was gone and the house was so still. I was there when you watched the clock all night. And I was there when you saw the sun rise and wondered how you could continue living. I was there when nothing and nobody mattered to you anymore. And I was there when you bargained with God for just a small sign from me. And I was there when you started finding your faith again. And I was there when you made the decision to continue living for me. I was there the first time you laughed in spite of yourself. And I was there when you went back to work and saw a movie and tended to the garden. I was there when you started reaching out to others in the same boat. And I was there when you wished me a happy birthday, or a happy anniversary, or even a happy Tuesday. I was even there the day you first realized you found hope, and the first time you could feel my hand on your heart. I was there when you planted the tree, when you created the scholarship, and when you donated your time and money in my name. And I was there when you pulled another mother, father, husband, wife, brother, sister, or grandparent aside to tell them that you understand and that it will be okay in time. I was there when you found a way to continue my work. And I was there when you honored me with your service to others. I was there when you ran the marathon, when you graduated, when you married, and when you retired. No milestone went unnoticed by me, because whether you knew it or not, I was there. I'll be there when it's time for the portal to open for you, and I'll be there when your body takes its last breath. I'll be there to be the first person to smile at you, and I'll be there to explain that at long last, your journey is done. I'll be there when you say goodbye to the earth, and I'll be there to teach you how to be there for those you'll leave behind. I'll be there because I've been there. And as I've said many times over the years, we are loved well beyond our comprehension. And we are never alone on the earth when we have a loved one in the hereafter. The souls have always been there for us, and until the day we see them again in a world of joy, they will always be there. That was an essay written by George Anderson. Again, a link to his work will be below this video. You're never alone. Your loved ones will always be there for us, for you, and for those moments that you may have this surprise grief that pops up in your life. Know that they're there with their loving arms around you, encouraging you to go on, encouraging you to take the next step, encouraging you to love again, to embrace your own joy again, despite what you've been through. You're never alone, and you're loved beyond all comprehension.